Yeah, I'd like to call the March 19th, 2025 Fayette County Solid Waste District meeting to order. We will begin with roll call.
Jeff Frank.
Here.
Bill Strong.
Here.
Bill Munson. Tracy Beaver.
Here.
Jennifer Barrett.
Here.
Sharon Cranfield. And Denny Richardson.
Here. We already did that in January.
Oh, no, we haven't had a January meeting. Our last meeting was December 18th.
Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. I apologize. So I guess the first order of business, we need to vote for officers. We have me as president. I don't even.
Tracy,
Tracy, there we go. Now I can see president, Tracy's vice president, and everyone else be board members. So I have entertain a motion or any nominations for president.
We just nominate to keep the same.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
I'll second.
You want to keep president, vice president both? Okay. We have a nomination and a second to keep president, vice president the same. On favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carried. We have the minutes from the December 18th. Guess I should have read a little closer. Meeting. Do you have any
Here for
corrections or additions to those?
I'll move to approve the December 18 minutes as presented.
I have a motion
Second.
and a second. On favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We went down to claims, Rosemary.
I have ours for the city of Connersville. I have two 18,500 totaling $37,000. And then I also have the two to give to the county to pay the Fayette County Solid Waste District.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that.
It gave me great pleasure.
Any questions on the claim? Dale?
How's come ours is more than yours?
Well,
Oh, I'm getting ready to explain some other areas. And
Wait a minute.
If you want to keep that comment.
Yours is 18,000,
Oh, I'm getting ready.
500.
18,500.
And
Ours
there's
is
21.
No.
21 for half. 21,000 for half. So these are two different installments. They've been paying it at the same time for 42,000. And so we have two installments for 18,500, which is a total of 37,000. These are the original. Well, what the Fayette County Solid Waste District has been paying the city of Connersville is the original amount of what when we established the Fayette County Solid Waste District back in 2006. I couldn't find any documentations. I couldn't find any interlocal agreements. I do have a piece of paper where I'm going to ask Jane to send me an ordinance or a resolution for when we did establish the Fayette County Solid Waste District, because we broke away from the Three Rivers. And at that point in time, at the beginning, we had the Fayette County pay the Solid Waste District $39,000 because that's what they were paying Three Rivers at the time. Going through all my notes, I could never find where we increased it to $42,000, except for back in 16 is when I dropped it down to the 37,000 because you guys were in financial straight. And then it was last year when I said, well, with inflation, we need to take it back up to $42,000. But this will lead to Chad's ongoing discussion a little bit.
Well, I would expect that, at the very least, both to be the same.
Well, it can't be the same because the Fayette County Solid Waste District has to have some operating funds. The bank surcharge just doubled. It's $33 a month now instead of $16 a month. We've got to advertise the annual financial report. you know, there's other things that we need. So it cannot be the same because we got to have an operating budget.
Take it out of your half of the expenses.
Well, it cannot stay at $37,000 anymore. Because one of the things was,
We take care of all the equipment, we take care of all the maintenance, so you don't see any of those costs. And I'm getting ready to give you about 200 to 300,000 worth of expense that we're getting ready to do. If you want to split that, I'd love to.
and when it was set up, this is the very page one of the minutes. The district fee is $37,000 for the first year with a maximum of 2% annual increases for the 5-year term of this agreement. I could never find that agreement. And I'm sure it has, I do have that agreement. I had never found the agreement between the Fayette County Solid Waste District and Fayette County.
That should be on file at the courthouse somewhere.
I asked Jane for it and she does not have
She
it.
has not found it yet. Okay,
I'll let you look.
make a note of that. We'll see if we can find it. And what year was that again?
6,
2006.
yes.
Okay. I'll see if I can find it. Go ahead, Mayor.
So I guess we need an approval for claims.
Motion.
I have a motion for claims. Second.
I'll second.
Second, on favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Manager's report. Go right ahead, sir.
Tons of recycles. We've had 56 tons. We don't take oil, so we've got none. We've had 4 car batteries come in. About 100 pounds of electronics, televisions, computer stuff. Scrap tires, we've had 500. Took in 10 fluorescent bulbs. We took in 6 tires from the highway, 4 pieces of furniture, and just a ton of general trash.
Okay. Any questions? Well, I'll move on down to old business. Anyone have any old business? New business, I'll go over a bunch of stuff. We've been having trouble with our loader. We just spent $16,000 repairing this thing, and it's got 5,000 hours. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think it's 5,000 hours, and it's just starting to become a drain on us big time. We rebuilt the other one. We spent 35,000 or 40,000 rebuilding that, if I remember right.
35, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So we want to keep one as a backup, which is our goal, but they're starting to really just cost a lot of money to operate. They're high hours. 5,000 hours is a lot of hours on a loader. So Jim and I have been doing a lot of research on loaders. One of the things we found is they make a special loader just for transfer stations, and we didn't know this existed. It's really nothing more than it's the air cleaner going into the engine. It really cleans the air because you're in a dusty building environment. So we're trying to get different prices on what does it cost for this type of loader, because we got to do some upgrading, and we know that's $150,000 to $200,000. How much was that last loader we bought? You know, we bought it
150.
when it used
No, the one that we bought for the landfill was
150,000,
brand new.
and that was 5-6 years ago, maybe or longer. Oh, it was longer than that because I was on city council.
7, 8.
Yeah. So that's why it's got 5,000 hours on it. So we definitely got to upgrade the loader. The trash compactor should be, it's ready to go. We just have to put it on concrete. So we got estimates on putting concrete pad down. We've also had a lot of issues with mud in particular, because everyone drives off the asphalt. It's tearing up the asphalt really bad. So we got a deal on some crushed stone, and we've put crushed stone in different places. And we're going to pour concrete for that compactor to set on. We have the WCC currently building a new scale house that we're gonna put out front. What we're trying to do, I've talked about in the past, we're trying to change the flow so right now it's a log jam every time you turn around and everywhere you go, it's awful. So we're trying to streamline the flow. The scale house will have direct communication with the scale, and they will be able to tell people when to back up, when to go up by sitting at the scale house. And we really think that's going to improve traffic flow. That being said, the asphalt is in awful condition and we want to clean that up as well. So we're getting prices on asphalt. We dug out, if you notice the drive going up, there was always a really big rut there. Well, it always didn't make sense to me. You went up a little bit of drive, you had to turn around, it was a traffic jam. So we widened that. We put stone in there as well. We're going to try to pave that as well. So we have good asphalt going up there. Also, it keeps with erosion down. And the third piece of the puzzle is the scale is having foundation issues. Apparently it's sinking. We did not know this. And last time it broke down, it took how many weeks to get that part? It was a very simple part.
Yes, and
6 weeks or
It was a
something like
long
that.
time. The scale was down. We can't be down like
It's
that.
just from all the water that sits
Yeah.
back there.
So
Scale's so heavy.
we have a price on a new scale, which is about, if I remember, 130, 140,000.
I can't remember.
That number will be, I said, give me a max quote, because if we have to redo the foundation, if we can fix the foundation or reuse most of it without putting new concrete in, that's what we want to do. But the scale, it's on its last leg and they're not cheap. But we want to keep it in the same location. We'll just run a wire to the scale house. Rosemary's looking at some software to get up on technology so that they go to the scale house, you print a ticket, and it's just one
So
stop
you can
shop.
enter the weight,
Yeah,
your
it's
fair,
all
the fair weight, second winner and comes out. What do you got?
but it's also the scale house will be moved down by the road directly across from the compactor. Because what we're finding with our recycles, people are throwing stuff in there they should not be throwing in there. So now we got eyes right there. Then that person will also be responsible for compacting the compactor. It's really just pushing a button, but we don't want the members of the community doing that. So we can see what's going on there. We're probably gonna put cameras on it too, because stuff's always getting dumped in there. You can't always have eyes on it when traffic's crazy. So we really gotta be careful what's going in that compactor. Even the recycles are gonna change. We got a whole marketing strategy for that. So that's everything we're doing there. That's going to be pushing more than a couple 100,000, 200,000-300,000. And the city eats that, by the way. Well, that comes out of our breaks. But unless you want to split it 50-50, I'll be glad to do that.
Oh, it's okay.
Do you like your 41,000 better now?
Well,
42.
42?
that sounds a little better.
I figured you would agree with that. But that is the fee assessed to be part of the solid waste district. We cover all the operating expense, which is very expensive. So sometimes it's hard to understand all the expense that goes into that place. We've had door issues. We fixed the door issues. We fixed that wall. That wall was bad. We fixed that, put a steel plate on it. That's just expense we cover. We don't ever come back to you guys for any of that. So hopefully that explains a little bit more. That's why I wanted to explain everything. It's like kind of hard to explain it when all you see is the claims. So I want you to see the full picture. And the asphalt, we're still getting prices on asphalt, and we're getting prices on the electric. We don't have that done yet. We're waiting on Duke. The guy's been out for Duke because instead of running power from the building all the way down, there's already a meter there that I don't even know what it was there for. We think utilities had it there,
No idea.
but it's not being used for anything. So we want to redivert the power so we can just go underneath and it's flipped cleaner and it's all right there. We don't have to worry about it. So that's the thought process going forward. I think it's going to really make the transfer station nice again. Get rid of a lot of the dust and the mud. I get a lot of complaints about mud from people. So, and it held water. So now we've got a drain down there. We can divert the water. I already talked to Aaron about it. It's good going into that drain. So we're going to divert everything to that drain so it won't hold water. The biggest mud issue is the trucks trying to make that turn. They get off and then they make the turn into the transfer station. So it's just all muddy and ruddy, and we just want to clean it up so it looks nice and it'll last much longer. So that's what's going on with that. As soon as we get prices on the scales, no, sorry, not the scales, the electric and the asphalt, we'll be ready to go. We're still getting prices on different loaders. But that's where we're at with that. Any questions or comments? Sure you don't want to help out, Dale?
Well, Chad, I'll tell you, honestly, I would gladly take over that, operation down there for you. In exchange, you can have the county jail.
Good thing your stomach on state statute there, Dale. I can't.
That sounds like a good deal.
Any other new business?
Nope.
Okay, I'll take the motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Yeah. So they just had to get a new contractor. So it's a mess.